Good afternoon, everyone. We warmly welcome you to today's Ask Me Anything office hours session. My name is Geet Amin. I am the Senior Technical Consultant at George Brown College. Right, our host for today, it would be me, and I'm joined by Iris Rosenblatt. Iris is the marketing coordinator at the college. I would let Iris introduce herself.
I am the marketing coordinator. My responsibilities here are quite varied, but primarily I'm responsible for making sure the information on our websites and the program information is up to date. Oftentimes you'll receive an email from me. I'm kind of the first line of response in terms of emails. So if you send in an email asking a question, I will answer it, and then I will make sure that one of our program coordinators gets in touch with you to talk to you about our programs in more detail. Thanks, Geet.
Thank you, Iris. Today we are also joined by Shimona Bab, who will be looking after the chat area. Shimona is the technical and tutorial support specialist with the college. So if you end up registering into one of our technical training programs, there is a good chance that you will be talking to Shimona very often for any kind of technical and tutorial assistance. So our plan for today, it will be a 30 minutes question and answer. You can submit your questions in the chat section. We provided an opportunity for everyone to pre-submit their questions if they would like us to answer them, and we have a list of some amazing pre-submitted questions that we will cover in today's session. Okay, let's dig into some of the pre-submitted questions. Or should we answer the first question that we have from Martin, I guess?
Sure. I'll take that question, Geet. So George Brown is a Canadian college. We do have a federal ID number, but typically our programs are not eligible for grants such as the Pell Grant, and I'm not sure if that's the grant that you're referring to. There are other statewide grants where we are eligible, and if you provide us with your email address, we can provide you with our ID number. I don't have it handy, but is it a Pell Grant that you're thinking of, or is there a specific grant, Martin, that you're looking at, or aid that you're looking at? Anyways, if you provide us with your email address, we can give you that information, and you can try and get certainly some funding for our programs. Again, things like the Pell Grant, we are not eligible for that. I hope that answers your question. Geet, over to you.
Thank you, Iris. I'll address the first pre-submitted question that we have from. Unfortunately, we do not have the name of this person. They only provided the email address, but they are interested in automation technician program, and the question is, I don't have any related experience background such as electrician, computer science, mechanics, etc. Am I still acceptable? Are there any entry-level jobs available after studying this program? Are employers willing to train? To answer the question, yes, absolutely. You are eligible to enroll in the automation technician program. There are no prerequisites for our automation course other than you being a mature, you have a mature student status. We recommend that you have a grade 12 math or equivalent, which will help you with some of the math covered in the program, but there is no specific prerequisite that you need to have before enrolling into the automation program. Now, all our programs starts from very basic level. Without expecting anyone to have any kind of background in electrical or mechanical field. Especially the automation technician program is a combination of electromechanical, PLC2, and robotics. So one can always enroll into automation program first and then specialize into one of these three programs. But if you would like to get more information, I would highly recommend you to talk to one of our program consultants or a program coordinator who will be able to guide you in picking the right program. What they can do is they can understand where you're coming from. Also, it would be worth to look at available jobs in your area, and if you find that jobs are looking for PLC technicians, you can specialize into one of our PLC technician programs. So it would be best if you contact our program coordinator, and they can understand your background and suggest you the best program that would fit for you. Maybe Iris, if you can address the next question.
Sure. Another one of our pre-submitted questions was asking about, do we offer job search support or co-op experience? So our programs have students that live and are registered all over the world. So it isn't possible to place them in co-op positions or to find them jobs. We do have a Facebook group that's open to all of our students and alumni. And when we started this group, our goal was to give our students the opportunity to meet like-minded people and help them expand their network to help them advance their career. So what we've done is we do regularly post job opportunities that we come across or that are forwarded to us, and we found that that's quite helpful for our students and alumni. And just keep in mind that when you've been registered in our program and taken our program, and you're developing a whole new skill set. And so when it comes to finding a job, that's going to be invaluable. You're going to put that on your resume, and that's certainly going to open some doors and hopefully some new opportunities for you. Guy, over to you.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you. I'll take another question that we have in our pre-submitted list. This question is from Eugene, and Eugene is interested in either PLC 1 or PLC 2 technician program. And the question he has posted is, I have a limited knowledge about programming PLC. If I take the course about the PLC, am I going to learn all the command and other things like how to connect cable? What do I need to communicate to program PLC? How will I upload and download all the parts that I need to make this happen? Hi, Eugene. Absolutely, you will be learning the ladder logic programming. In fact, our both PLC technician programs, PLC 1 and PLC 2, are heavily focused on teaching you the ladder logic programming. Once you graduate from the program, you will not only be able to troubleshoot the existing ladder programs, but you will also be able to write new ladder programs from scratch. So now to answer your second part of the question, you said how you will be able to download all parts to make this happen. There is no need to connect a cable, or there is no need to purchase a physical PLC for you to learn the PLC programming. You will when you register with one of our PLC technician programs, you'll receive a industry standard simulation software which emulates the functionality of RS Logix 500 and the Studio 5000 from Rockwell. So you will get all the hands-on practical experience using this simulation software. Now, just to give you an example, let's say if someone registers into a in-class PLC technician program, to get the hands-on practical experience, you will have to attend the lab sessions where you can practice on a real physical PLC. Now, typically, these lab sessions are maybe a couple of hours a week, so students don't get enough time to practice what they have learned in the theory. On the contrary, with programs such as ours, using the PLC logic simulation software, it will allow you to simulate the operation of real-world PLC, and you can use that to test and debug the ladder logic programs. So, and our simulation software, it comes with 11 different 3D worlds. 3D worlds are the manufacturing environments, such as bottle line, car wash, traffic lights. There's also a garage door, batch mixer. So these are some out of those 11 different 3D worlds, and you will learn to program and troubleshoot each of these environments using the PLC Logic simulation software. So I hope I answered your question, Eugene, but if you need any more information about how the simulation software will help you learn the ladder logic programming, please do not hesitate to contact us, and we will be happy to give you all the information or even give you a demo if required. Okay. Um, Over to you, Iris. Do you have any other questions on your end?
Well, there was a question that just, sorry, Shimon, I'm jumping over you. There was a question that came in from Mohammed, and I think maybe you'd be best to answer it. The question is about the automation contents. Is it enough to be professional? And I'm going to expand on that. And you're wondering, is it enough to get you a job? Is probably is that what you're looking for an answer for, Mohammed?
Absolutely, sure. Hi, Mohammed. So to answer your question, the automation technician program that we offer, it covers electromechanical, PLCs, and robotics. So now, if you think about it, all these technical subjects, they all go hand in hand. Now, if you're looking at any manufacturing plant, for example, let's say a Tesla manufacturing plant, you'll see the cars, you'll see the automated systems. They are some robots are welding the car doors, some robots are painting on the car. And then everything is controlled by the PLC in the background. But you will also need some electromechanical in that situation. So the automation technician program and it's not a home automation or any other kind of automation. It's an industrial automation program. All our programs are very focused on industrial side of it. So you will be learning everything you need to to perform skills in an industrial environment. So the automation program, it will teach you the PLCs, robotics, and electromechanical. Now, if this will be enough for you to get a job or not, it will again depend on what kind of job you're looking for. So more often than not, after you graduate from the automation program, what a lot of our graduates, what they do is they will specialize into PLC or robotics to increase their chance of getting the job. Because when you're working in the field, if they have given you a let's say if they have assigned you a task where you have to troubleshoot a robot which has to perform certain tasks, you will need the full expertise to do that, right? And automation will definitely give you that, but when you specialize into robotics technician, you will learn more about it. You will learn all the commands and effectors and everything that you need to perform those things at your job. All right, maybe Iris, do you have any questions on your end?
Yeah, we did get another pre-submitted question as follows. I graduated high school outside of Canada. Will you accept my credential? If so, what type of documentation do I need to provide? So he touched on this as well. The academic prerequisites for students entering our programs is a high school diploma or mature student status, which means you need to be 19 or over. But we don't need to see your high school diploma. We don't need to see any proof of documentation. We trust that you have it. We know that if you've got that high school credential, you've got some basic skills. For example, high school level math. In particular, and again, Geet touched on this, this is especially important, this high school level math for our electronics and our electromechanical programs, where you need to be understand and be comfortable with a variety of things in functions, exponents, logarithms, trig, and to help you succeed in the program. So again, we don't need to see your documentation, but it's important that you either have that mature student status or that high school diploma. Shimona, is there anything that's come in?
Yes, Iris. Martin wants to know how in-depth is the program for PLC?
Sure, I can take
How
that.
in-depth the training goes to basic to fully advanced features of PLCs?
Okay, thank you, Shimona. I can probably answer that. Hi, Martin. Our PLC technician programs, both PLC 1 and PLC 2, they are very in-depth. And PLC 1 is based on Allen Bradley 500 series, while PLC Technician 2 is the advanced version of PLC program, which is based on the newer technology from Rockwell, which is the Allen Bradley 5000, the Studio 5000. Our program starts from a very basic level, so we do not require anyone coming into the program to have any kind of background in electrical or let's say even in relay logic and stuff like that. The program introduces every concept to you. It will start from a very basic level, but it will teach you things which are very advanced. So when you graduate from the program, you will have a thorough understanding of how ladder logic programming works. There are more than 150 or 200 pre-made lab projects, and those lab projects are designed keeping in mind the industrial environment. There are so many troubleshooting examples provided in the program. So just to give you an example, there would be an example for, let's say, garage door simulation software. So there is a half completed ladder program provided in the question, asking you, this ladder program is opening and closing the garage door, but it is not turning on the open and close lights, or it is not turning on the ajar lights. Change your ladder program such that it fulfills below mentioned task. So it's the way we teach our program is we kind of make the students we kind of want students to solve those challenges, which helps them to understand the ladder logic programming. And again, this every question that we have on the program, we have a detailed solution provided as well. So there is an option for where you can take a look at the solution, but we expect you to try before you go through the solution. And there is also technical and tutorial support available throughout the program. So when you're if you're stuck at any question or any programming example and you don't understand how this program is working, you have different ways you can contact us. You can give us a call at a toll-free line, or you can email it to us, or we also have a student forum where you can interact with other students or directly with the forum advisor.
I have follow-up questions from Mohammed that I prefer you answering for the benefit of everyone listening. He wants to know, first question, would he receive a certificate or diploma or higher once he's completed the program, which would be automation? And the second question part would be, would the robotics content be just very specialized or just an intro? And
okay.
The other part.
I'll take the first part.
Okay, take the first part, and then I'll give you the last part of his question after.
Okay, thanks. So Mohammed, when you complete the program, you will receive a certificate. It's a certificate of completion. It's a credit-bearing program. So what we mean by credit-bearing, it has continuing education units, or CEUs. So once you've completed the full automation program, written all your exams for all 18 modules, you get that certificate. The CEUs can be used to transfer to another college. We don't have a pathway developed for our automation program that leads into a diploma or to a degree. We do have a pathway with our electronics program and with our PLC program. But you could take those credits, go to another college, and based on their policies and their programs and the overlap, they certainly could accept the credits that you've achieved in the automation program. I hope that answers your question. Pete, do you want to answer the second part?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Iris. So the second question that you have, let me read it as well so that I can. Okay, yeah. So if we cover robotics part as an introduction in the automation program, or do we cover in detail? So if we obviously we do not cover robotics as much as we cover in its own robotics technician program, but it's not in the automation. It is not just the introduction. It does cover a lot of good stuff like manipulators and effectors and programming as well. But just to give you an introduction on the robotics side, our robotics technician program don't specifically focus on any kind of any brand of robot. The program comes with the simulation software, which is it's called Robotics simulation software, and it covers four kinds of robots: arc welding robot, spray painting robot, pick and place robot, and a spot welding robot. Now, the simulation software that we offer with the course, it's as I mentioned, it's not focused on any specific brand of robot. But if you compare the robot used in the simulation software, you'll find that it is very similar to the Fanuc LR series robot. So Fanuc is regarded as the industry standard for all the industrial robots throughout North America and the whole world. So you'll learn all hands-on practical programming using this industry standard robotics simulation software, and there is a teach pendant provided as well. So you will feel like as if you're working on a real robot using that teach pendant, and then all the different environments. It includes the conveyor, palletizing, pick and place, or painting and welding. But the automation covers a few modules taken from the robotics technician. But if you want to specialize just into robotics, it would be best if you register into the robotics technician program. Okay, do we have any other questions?
If you looked in the chat, there's two more questions from Mohammed that you may have answered, but just take a look at those two, just to make sure you covered his last two questions. I work in an IO factory software. It's very similar to industries. Are there major differences from your software? And the other is for process part of industrial communication. Is there communication is very important to know how to manage it in the contents.
Okay, thank you, Shimona. With regards to factory IO, so factory IO is very different. Factory IO will allow you to design different environments that we provide with our simulation software. So, for example, there are 11 different 3D worlds, 11 different 3D environments that comes with our PLC Logic simulation software, and there are 4 different 3D environments that comes with our Robotics simulation software, right? So what Factory IO does, it gives you an option to customize those environments. You can design a manufacturing environment where you can place a couple of conveyor belts, and on those conveyor belts you'll have bottles flowing through it. So you can do all those kind of designing with Factory IO, but Factory IO will not allow you to allow you to use the ladder logic program. You will again need another environment such as Studio 5000 from Rockwell, or one of our simulation software to run the logic of the ladder logic, right? So you can connect the Factory IO with Rockwell Studio 5000 and then perform the whole PLC operation. But in our simulation, you don't need to do that. You don't need to purchase Factory IO, or you don't need to purchase the Rockwell Studio 5000. Everything is done on our simulation. All those pre-made, all those lab environments are pre-designed for you. There are, as I mentioned, 11 different environments with PLC Logics. They are pre-designed for you, and you can start using the ladder logic programming to control those and troubleshoot those 3D environments. If you, so Mohammed, those are really good questions that you have. What I would suggest is feel free to contact our program coordinator, and we will be more than happy to answer them over the phone or by email. Or if you want us to follow up by email, feel free to put in your email in the chat area, and one of our consultants can definitely help you with those questions and help and guide you in picking the right program. That's great. Thank you, Mohammed. All right. Do we have anything else, Iris, Shimona?
No other questions at the moment in the chat.
So we're coming close to the end of our time. So you jumped ahead,
Right.
Vicky. Thank you very much.
Right, we are approaching the end. Again, here's our email address and the toll-free line. Feel free to contact us.
We had one question just came in from Todd. He wants to know how long is the program, which would be respective to any of our programs. Yep.
Sure. So our programs are self-paced, and what that means is you work through the modules at a pace that's comfortable to you. You take the exams at a time that works for you. So we don't impose a deadline to say you must complete it in 6 months or in 8 months or in 1 year. We do find that the average completion time for our students is about 28 to 32 weeks of part-time study. Of course, this completion time will depend on how many hours you spend on working on the program each week, and also your previous background, or if you've had any related studies to the program that you're taking with us. But again, on average, about 28 to 32 weeks of part-time study, and there is no end final deadline date that you need to complete it. You impose that deadline on yourself.
If we have time, there's one other question from Martin. He spoke with Savas previously, and he knows their general knowledge questions, courses that to take to get your degree, right? He wants to know if those are all available online.
Absolutely. So, and maybe Shimona, I don't know if you have an opportunity to find the link that for that. But if not, Martin, if you give us your email, we can send you the link that shows you all the courses that you do need. They are all the general education and communication and courses that you need to get your diploma or degree are absolutely offered online as well. They do work a little bit different. They are different than our programs. Our programs are totally self-paced. You can work at them when you want. There's no deadline. With these additional general education courses and communication courses, they tend to follow a traditional intake, so a fall, winter, spring, summer, and they do have to be completed by a certain period of time. So, but they are online. So again, online, but follow the traditional way of doing a program in terms of you might have to submit assignments by a certain time, and you will have to complete that course by a certain period of time as well. This completion time will depend on how many hours you spend on working on the program each week, and also your previous background, or if you've had any related studies to the program that you're taking with us. But again, on average, about 28 to 32 weeks of part-time study, and there is no end final deadline date that you need to complete it. You impose that deadline on yourself.
If we have time, there's one other question from Martin. He spoke with Savas previously, and he knows their general knowledge questions, courses that to take to get your degree, right? He wants to know if those are all available online.
Absolutely. So, and maybe Shimona, I don't know if you have an opportunity to find the link that for that. But if not, Martin, if you give us your email, we can send you the link that shows you all the courses that you do need. They are all the general education and communication and courses that you need to get your diploma or degree are absolutely offered online as well. They do work a little bit different. They are different than our programs. Our programs are totally self-paced. You can work at them when you want. There's no deadline. With these additional general education courses and communication courses, they tend to follow a traditional intake, so a fall, winter, spring, summer, and they do have to be completed by a certain period of time. So, but they are online. So again, online, but follow the traditional way of doing a program in terms of you might have to submit assignments by a certain time, and you will have to complete that course by a certain period of time as well.
I think one more question came in. It's from Mohammed, and he's asking about if their fees, if there are any discount for fees.
So unfortunately, we cannot offer any discounts. Our fees are set by our college policy and governmental rules and regulations. And we don't have any flexibility in offering discounts. What we can say to you is we have a number of different payment options. So we do have what we call a pay-as-you-learn option, which allows you to pay for the program as you work through the program. So essentially in installments. So ultimately you're going to be paying the full cost of the program, but you're going to be out of pocket a smaller amount of money at any one point in time. The other thing to consider is that when you do register into the initial package of our program, that does give you the curriculum and program material for the entire course, only access to your first exam, but you do have the entire curriculum. That's theory, that's simulation software. So again, you've got all the material you need, and you're just paying for access for the exams.
Right. That's perfect, Iris. And you'll have the lifetime access to the course material as well as the simulation software. So even after you graduate, you can continue using the simulation software. So that we have heard as a feedback from so many of our graduates that they continue using our simulation software even after they graduate, before they try something in their work area.
Right. I mean, and I'm to add to that is you learn a concept, and once you're comfortable with it, you can apply all sorts of what if scenarios now, because you don't have to just stick with what we're asking you to do. Correct, Geet?
Yes, absolutely. You can try, you can build your programs from scratch. You learn everything from the pre-built lab projects that we provide, but once you have command over how to do a ladder logic programming, for example, you can build your programs from scratch. All right, I think we have answered all the questions. We had a really good, engaging session. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. And if we haven't addressed any of your questions, please do not hesitate to contact us by phone or by email. Shimona just provided in the chat area, and we will be more than happy to answer it over the phone or by email, one-on-one. We will, if you want us to email you the recording for the session, please provide your email and we will do so. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.